Hi guys, here we are back again, another one of our videos.
We're going to talk about 15 things you might not know about owning an RV.
Yes, very good. This is a question that a lot of people have asked us. Some of these things, many people have asked us about what we think about owning an RV, but there are a lot of things you must know. So please stay tuned, and please make sure you stay tuned to the very end. We got our last tip is a very special tip that'll help you save money. All right, so.
1, RVs aren't cheap.
No. First thing you gotta do is you gotta purchase an RV, right?
You gotta find one you like. And it could almost get to a point of buying a house.
Yeah.
They're up there.
RVs nowadays, depending on the cost or the type, yeah, they can be several thousands of dollars to $500,000 or $1 million for RVs. So depending on what it is that you do, they can be pretty expensive.
And then? There's
not just the cost of the price. The purchase price is really just the beginning of it, really.
It is.
You know, just like owning a home, there's many things you must do to have a home, and insurance and everything you got to pay that comes along with owning a home. This is
just a home on wheels.
Home on wheels.
RVs aren't cheap. You'll still be responsible for campground accommodations, gas. That's in this economy. Woo. You also need to set aside maintenance and unprepared repairs.
Yeah, emergencies. Have an emergency fund.
Don't get us wrong. There's ways you can break the bank or save the bank.
Yes.
Just be careful, and we'll talk about how to do that. Second one.
So number 2, about RV ownership.
In many cases, used RVs are actually better.
Yes.
And not just financially.
Yeah, we already talked about the price of brand new RVs. They can be extremely expensive. But just like the price of a used RV, this is a recreational vehicle.
Right.
So most recreational vehicles, as soon as you drive them off the lot, you know, they're going to drop 10 to 20%, 10 to 15% in their value, 20%.
Yeah.
So if you could pick up a good used RV, the price of it, you can actually have some pretty good cost savings. That's what we did when we first purchased our first one. It was 4 years old. It was well maintained. So we didn't have to go through all the high price of the dealer costs and the setup fee and all that stuff. So we were able to save and, you know, cash in on those savings for buying a used. Usually the first 2 years of an RV, especially even more now in this COVID RVs, they call them, that were built during 21, 22, the quality of them are really not as good as they were in the past.
No.
Hopefully they get that fixed in the future. But if you can get, most of the time, RV owners, they'll have all their problems, things will be broken, things will have to be replaced and fixed generally within the first 2 years of owning an RV. Little things fixed.
The dealership is not going to really know if the manufacturer screwed up.
No.
They look at it cosmetically and says, yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, they inspect it, go in and out, and they move it out down the door. So.
Right. And if you buy used, there's usually not a warranty.
No, there's not.
So
that is the downside to consider.
Okay, so number 3, we're going to talk about you better shop around.
Yeah, definitely do your research. You want to research brands. You want to research, just like Consumer Reports or anything else. Do your research on what, some of them are, you know, they have some bad years, bad types. They have, I've seen where some of the metal that they've used in the past couple of years, where like the whole tongue there's some got like the whole tongue gets bent because they use real thin metal on that to support it. So do your research. There's plenty of video resources out there and YouTube videos and enough resources out there that you can kind of research ahead of time. Probably some of the best places to look, you can go to like RV Trader, or Craigslist, or, you know, Marketplace.
Yeah.
You know.
And ask tons of questions. Tons and tons. And if they're very vague, then, or if you have a feeling, go with your gut. So let's go to number 4. And this kind of goes in along with different types of RVs that you might be looking for.
Yeah, there's many different types of RVs.
Trailer.
Depending on what your lifestyle or what you're looking for. You've got your top of the line, which is your Class A motor coaches. Those are more like the big bus type, the real big, those can get very expensive, several hundred thousands of dollars to $1 million or more.
You got Class B, which are vans.
Yeah, they're more of like your conversion vans. You see people with van life, they're a motorhome, they're a motor coach as well, but it's more of a small van type, conversion van.
Then you have Class C. What's Class C?
Class C is kind of like a Class A. It's got a lot of the same amenities as a Class A. However, it's more on like a truck chassis, kind of like a F450 or F550 truck chassis. A lot of time they got more of kind of like the diesel engines, like a truck, like you would buy on your full-size trucks or anything else, versus like a bus kind of thing. But they have a lot of the same amenities, but they're just smaller. They're also a lot less in price. Class C's are kind of a lot less in price than a Class A.
Right. Then you have fifth wheel, but you got to make sure your vehicle can tow it.
Yeah, fifth wheels can get pretty large. It gives you a lot of space at a fifth wheel. The ceilings are taller, kind of like a Class A. They're big inside with the slide outs, numerous slide outs. However, you have to have a towable vehicle, and you generally need to have, a bigger towable vehicle, a dually, a 1 ton, a F450.
Travel trailers like us.
Yeah, travel trailers or bumper pulls, a lot of time people do. They have a lot of good floor plans, a lot of real nice. They could be fairly large. Depending on the size of the travel trailer you get into, you may have to have a bigger tow vehicle.
Exactly. RVs do require regular maintenance, which can be expensive and time consuming.
Yeah, depending on what type of RV you have. I mean, Class A's, if that's your home and you're full time in a Class A, if something breaks down on the motor or it's in the shop, I mean, that's your house. I mean, that's everything. Like a fifth wheel or a towable. If your truck breaks down, well, you know what? You could still be still at the campsite. Your house doesn't go with you. There are some regular maintenance along with an RV. Tires need to be changed out, quite frequently. Because the tire blowouts, you want to make sure that you have good tires. There's a lot of maintenance when it comes to, you got to make sure your roof and all that's inspected and that's sealed properly to prevent any water leakage. You need to make sure that your wheel hubs, that your bearings and all that are greased. Just general overall maintenance.
So now once you've got your RV, us women, we get excited. Oh, we get to accessorize the inside.
So number 6 of RV ownership
is accessories.
Yes, you can get overwhelmed, and you can buy to your heart's content.
Yes.
I know the one thing Donna always used to talk about, my sister, she would say, "Wow, you're always spending money on your RV. You're always buying things for it."
Well, here's the tip: to make it feel like more home, go to your house. Shop your house first, because then it'll feel like home, and kind of live in it and see what you really need.
Right.
Because I was like, oh, I need this, and I realized, no, I don't.
When we first started out, we brought all our camping gear and cast iron pots, and we brought all our camping gear, and we just transported from tent camping. But then as we went out, time went on, we're like, do we really need this? Do we really need this?
We don't need 5 sleeping bags.
Right, but there are, one thing you have to realize, you're very limited on space.
Yes.
And so you find, fold down bowls or the containers that you have, like doing the dishes, it folds up. So you need to probably look at, having some things.
Can it be used different ways?
Right, yeah.
Multi-purpose.
Accessories that you got to have for like doing, your hose, your filters, your Anderson blocks, yeah. And then if you go and do mods like, keyless pad entries or, Level Mate Pros. No, but they definitely helps make your life or glamping so much better.
Yes, and if you saw, it took us a while. We realized after a year we kind of need this.
Yeah, we kind of did.
It makes life a little bit easier. So number 7, along with that, is storing your RV.
Yeah. So kind of like HOAs in the neighborhood, you may not be able to store it at your house even for any period of time.
Right.
You know, we have some friends of ours that they come home for the weekend. They have to totally unload their RV, and because they can't really park it at their house because of the HOAs in their neighborhood.
So now you have to buy a storage unit.
Yeah.
Or a lot, and are they safe? Is it in a good part of the neighborhood?
Right.
You know, 8.
Number 8.
It'll change your traveling lifestyle.
Absolutely. What? This is probably one of the number one things that we really enjoy about the RV lifestyle.
So, we're tent campers originally. Now we moved into RV camping, and we like to go to the lake and surrounding areas. But the biggest one for me is when we went on the big trip the first time, and staying in an RV after sightseeing. You're home in your bed. You're not lugging luggage in. If you've seen how many times we actually stopped, we'd have to...
Yeah, imagine staying at a hotel.
Bring it out. Bring it in, bring it out.
And also, you know, it makes it a lot easier. Since she mentioned tent camping, we used to do a lot of tent camping.
Oh, yeah.
The one thing we used to hate it was we'd load up the truck and we'd always have to go and unload the truck. We'd come home and always unload the truck into the garage, and then we had to reload it. That's so exhausting. Now,
30 minutes tops.
If that.
That's backing in, leveling.
Well, no, I'm not even get to that point. Now, if we're ready to go camping, we throw some food in there, throw some water in the cooler, and we're ready to hit the road. We hook up to the truck and we're gone.
No, but I was talking about coming home and unloading.
Well, yeah, now you don't have to really, it takes 10, 15 minutes. We grab our dirty clothes, dirty laundry, some groceries out of the fridge, and then we're done. You know, it's all our stuff stays in. If we're at a moment's notice, we come home late. I come home late from work, say, let's pack up and let's go, which we did a couple weeks ago.
We did.
We just come home and said, I found a spot, we're going. And then we packed up and left.
Okay.
So you can really travel on a moment's notice. So it definitely does change how you do your travel for sure.
It does. Number 9. This is crucial when we started. The RV community is a tight-knit family.
It is.
They're so helpful. They'll come out of the woodwork if you're backing up and you're
absolutely.
Problems. Yes, they'll come out and they'll help you. It's awesome.
The RV community, you know, I mentioned in other videos we've had, it's like the 2 of the happiest people that we meet are people that have a boat on the lake, or people that have an RV in the RV community. People, if you have problems with your RV or questions, they'll come out and help you on your, you know, like she mentioned, back it in. But if you have an issue going on, they'll help you fix whatever problem you have. Yes. There's so many different Facebook groups or communities or different YouTube communities and just to be involved with. There's just a plethora of resources out there just like people like us. We all the time try to help other people and encourage other people in the community.
Okay, so now we're going to get into number 10. Yes, travel can be expensive, but there are plenty of ways to save big money on the road. Discounts.
Yeah, there's many different discount clubs. There's you know, like she mentioned, Passport America, Good Sam.
Good Sam.
There's Boondockers Welcome, places you can go and stay for free. Harvest Host. There's many different, you know, resources. Even staying in state parks, depending on how your age, you can get a lifetime pass.
Right.
Where you get half off of those. So yeah, there's definitely, or even, you know, you can do what we like to do. Go find some family and go mooch dock.
Yes.
So that's where you go. You park at their spot and hook up to their power and water. And this is mainly talking about RV camping.
Yes. Yes.
So RV camping. So like she said, you could go to where you go to the real luxurious resorts where they cost you $100 to $150 a night. But they have a lot of resources, you know, whatever they have there. Like Jellystone has got like a whole water park, and they've got all different movies and events.
Correct.
Or
KKOAs.
Yes.
They're a little bit pricier. We've never stayed at one.
No.
We just haven't.
And it don't fit in our budget.
I know.
We're too cheap.
We're very cheap. So those are just a couple.
But there are, or you can go all the way to the other spectrum of it and stay where you're, you know, kind of boondocking, or you're out in the, you know, paying $10 a night for a spot in the woods somewhere.
Or not even. You're
Yeah.
Just, you're
well,
on
yeah.
the radar.
So there's definitely many different types of camping, whatever fits your lifestyle. We like to make sure we have electric and water generally. Water's not so much a deal breaker, but you definitely got to have electric.
Yeah.
So number 12, go ahead.
So number 12, if you can't keep your RV at home, you can rent space in a storage facility.
Yeah, so you're going to have to look at probably renting. There's rental costs on storage facilities, or there's that cost that's involved with that. So that can get to, you know, 50 to, you know, 75 or whatever, depending on the covered, you know, month, $100 a month, depending on whatever area.
Well, and 13, it goes along with that. Cover your RV. Make sure you get a big cover your tires, winterize it. Yeah,
really going into, you know, number 13, you really want to, especially during the down months, you want to make sure your RV's covered, whether they have covered facilities that have a roof or awning that you pay for, or that you actually have, what is it, a campy or a cover, RV covers like we did. We put it in storage. You want to make sure that you cover it. It helps keep the sun off of it. The UV, the sun can really cause, you know, deterioration if you leave it a lot of sun and it just sitting up. So you don't want to have leaks or anything, especially during the winter months when you have it set up.
And then here's the tip. If you de-winterize it and go camping, and then you hear the weather, it's going to freeze.
Yeah.
At least blow out the water.
Yeah, exactly.
Blow out the pipes.
Well, speaking of winterizing, that's also number 14. Right? What's 14?
Yep, winterize your RV.
You need to make sure when you do have it in storage that you do have to winterize your RV. You need to make sure that the water lines are all drained out, that you put antifreeze in there, that you have all your tanks, your hot water has to be in bypass and drained out. There's many different things you got to do to winterize your RV. Some people go and they pay to have there's some costs to go get your RV professionally winterized. If not, there's...
Also, when you winterize and do all that, clean your RV. Don't be like us the first year and just leave it and then you get mold when you come
Oh,
back.
yes.
Oh my goodness. And just clean it.
Clean it out. Make sure you have no food.
Glass, because we had stuff break.
You want to make sure that you put stuff that you don't have rodents. You know, you can put some dryer sheets to keep the mice out and everything. So there's a lot of things you need to do to winterize your RV.
Yeah, so that was 14. Number 15.
15 things of, this is
our bonus tip.
This is our bonus tip. Hey, once again, we thank everyone for hanging out this long. If you've continued to stay with us this long, please continue to give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Every little bit helps, and we also enjoy your comments down below. But here is our number 15 of RV ownership that you may not know and ways to save you money.
You ready?
You ready? Here it is.
Rent your RV when you're not using it.
Yes. Many people, that's becoming a new thing, where RV rentals. There's many websites out there that you can, RV Share I think is one of them. But yeah, a lot of people buy a brand new RV and to help cover their costs while they're not using it, they rent it out.
Right.
But those are the 15 tips or 15 things you may not know about RV ownership.
Right.
So, but well, we appreciate everybody staying around this long and listening to us this long. But once again, I hope you guys enjoy the videos that we do, that we try to be helpful and try to give back to the community, and with our how-tos and just videos like this. So if you definitely enjoy our videos, please don't forget to subscribe and give us that thumbs up.
Well, that concludes 15 things you might not know about owning an RV. But what trumps everything else is the memories you'll make along the way. Stay tuned for next week at Sunday at 7 when we kick off Season 4. Signing off from KKOA. Bye.